Are you ready for another meditation challenge?
All right, welcome back, my friends, and it's Monday. Happy Monday. We're here on day 11, January 11th, for another meditation. Heart Chakra opening meditation. What's it all about? Well, you got these things called chakras, energy centers in your energy body. Real simple. If you're not familiar with them, they are the source of our emotions. There's 7 primary chakras. In this meditation challenge, we're focusing on the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the central chakra. It's probably one of the more important ones to focus on in meditation. When you focus on your heart chakra, it can release energy of love, joy, and happiness into our lives. And it's a very good chakra to focus on because it helps to energize your psychic immune system. I don't talk about this a lot, but your heart chakra is related to your thymus gland, which is part of our physical glandular system. And the thymus gland is a very important part of our immune system. So when our heart chakra is open, when we have a high frequency energy that's emitting from our heart chakra, the frequency of love, it's a very powerful frequency in that it helps to energize and sort of create a psychic force field that will keep you in a higher state of energy, a higher state of consciousness. It will sort of ward off any sort of negativity. So the idea is that once this heart chakra becomes online and operational on a regular basis, you will have this empowered aura that helps to bounce off, ward off any sort of negativity, whether it be negative emotions, whether it be psychic negativity, or just the activity and negativity of the world. It'll help to kind of create a psychic force field. This is part of your auric immune system. Your aura, your energy body, your subtle physical body is very important. It's very significant for your immunity and for your health. If the health of the energy body is compromised, the health of the physical body begins to degrade. So it's very important to have a very healthy energy body. And so when we focus on the chakras, it fulfills the purpose of clearing, cleansing, purifying, detoxifying, energizing, and raising the frequency of the energy body. So it does all that. But it also helps give you a point of focus. A lot of times when you're a newcomer to meditation, you hear the good old tried and true method of focusing on your breath. Well, the reason why we are told to focus on our breath is because when we focus on one thing, whether it's the breathing process, whether it's a chakra, whether it's a mantra, whatever it might be, what this is designed to do is create a pattern interrupt. It's designed to interrupt the pattern of your thought processes. It's designed to interrupt the automatic pattern, the tendencies, the habits that we have in our mind. Your mind is constantly moving. Imagine that your mind is like water. And if the water is constantly moving, if the water is all jumbled up, has a lot of waves, has a lot of mud, it's not very clear. You can't really see through it. It's not giving you an accurate reflection of life. But when we settle down, when we become calm, when we become still, when the waters of the mind become still, the mud settles, the water becomes clear, and we're able to see deep into the water. The light is able to shine through the clear water. So it's very similar to the mind. When we settle down, when we become still, the mind becomes clear, and we're able to see into its depths, to the core of who and what we really are, which is awareness, consciousness. This consciousness, this higher consciousness, this awareness is self-emerging. We don't have to do anything to get it going. It's not that we become aware, it's that we remove the obscurities that are covering up our innate natural awareness. Everyone is aware. It's just, what are you aware of? Most people's awareness is attached. This attached awareness is what I call attention. Our attention is sort of trapped up into our thoughts. It's trapped up into the habitual ritual of the patterning of the mind, of the thoughts, of the distractions of the body. These simple tendencies of awareness, these are the tendencies. So what we have is the ability with our willpower to direct our attention. Everyone can do it. We can direct our attention to the screen here in front of us. You can direct your attention to anything. So what we're seeking to do in the beginning of meditation is direct our attention to something to interrupt the automatic pattern, the subconscious, spontaneous patterns that are just tendencies. These are just habits of mind, movements of mind. And one of the major movements, if your mind is constantly moving in the same patterns all the time, these patterns begin to crystallize. They're like tracks. They're very difficult to get out of. They're like record grooves. Or, you know, if you ever, a good analogy would be if you have a horse going around in a circle and it gets used to this pattern all the time. If you try to diverge that horse into another direction, it will just automatically go back to the same pattern. Well, your mind is very much like that. It's like a stuck, repetitious cycle of patterns. And this is why we get into meditation, because we realize this is no fun. These repetitive patterns are kind of annoying, and we just want to get out of this mental chatter. And so the beginning of meditation, what we're going to do is focus on our heart chakra here. We're going to feel the energy. So it's a combination of focus, directing our attention to a spot right here in the center of the chest. And if you've been meditating with me, you know the process. If you're new, if this is the first time watching, well, go ahead and sit up straight. I recommend sitting in a chair or sitting on the ground. If you're sitting cross-legged on your cushion, on your meditation stool, great. Make sure you keep a good posture. I don't recommend laying down. There's a lot of questions in the group. Should I lay down? Should I? The only time I really recommend laying down to meditate is if by no means you can sit up straight, meaning you have a medical problem. You just underwent surgery. You're sick. Whatever it might be, there's no good reason for you to lay down unless you have medical issues, unless you have a back problem where you just can't sit up straight. Meditation is about awakening. It's about becoming alert. Sure, it can help us relax. Sure, it can help us get to sleep if our mind is racing at the end of the night. And yes, it's okay to lay down, go to sleep, and do some sort of meditation technique if your goal is to get to sleep. That's fine. But the problem with laying down is that your body will become too relaxed. And the body is very important for meditation. Sometimes meditators act as if the body is separate from the mind. It's really all one. Okay, the body is really just a vehicle. And if our vehicle is a broken down old jalopy, it's not going to get us very far, will it? So we have to turn this body into a Ferrari, into a Lamborghini, or whatever your favorite high-powered sports car is, or maybe a Mercedes if you're high class. So we want to tune the body. And the way we tune the body is its position, its geometry. This is why the asanas, the yoga postures, are very important, because what they do is they represent a geometric shape. And the shape, the geometry, creates a frequency. If my geometry is aligned, if my geometry is symmetrical, if my geometry is one of good posture, then that will dictate the energy flow. So you can see how and why it's so important. When you want to become alert, when you want to become awake, what do? You sit up. You sit up on the edge of your seat. And your attention is ready. When you want to fall asleep, when you want to go and dream, what do? You lay down. Okay, so this is why it's very important to sit up in meditation. Have a good posture. So let's go ahead and place our fingertips in the center of our chest right now. By placing the fingertips in the center of the chest, what we're doing is we're creating a spot for our attention to go to. It's a target. And when we've got the target and we can feel the spot, we can release the hand. This is sort of the Cliff Notes shorthand version of the technique. Once we've released the hand, we maintain our attention at this center, at this spot. And at that point, what we want to do is we want to become very still and just feel the spot. Now, of course, the tendency of mind will go back to its usual habitual patterns. It'll get drawn back into its habits of tendencies of mind. Whether that habit is to hold your attention in your eyes. You might notice when you're sitting still and you're just trying to focus on your heart chakra, that all of a sudden your attention will go up to your eyes, like you want to be looking out of your closed eyes. This is just a habit that we need to break. Every time that happens, every time that you want to look or see or visualize, return to feeling. What we're attempting to do is bring about something that is quite lost in our human condition. It's the ability to feel, the ability to feel energy. This will be your vehicle. The ability to feel will be your vehicle into higher dimensions, into a more expanded vista, into a more richer experience of life. Wouldn't that be nice? And it all starts with a little bit of practice. When we can learn to feel, we can gain access to a deeper part of ourselves that's been long lost or long forgotten. And in the beginning, it might be a little bit challenging to feel, because we're just not used to it. It's just something that we need to build up. We're really good at looking, right? Because we do it all the time. We're really good at listening because we use our senses. Using the senses has become second nature because this is what we do all the time. We use our bodies. So now what we're learning to do is use a different part of ourselves. We're using our attention to feel. Attention should be free. Free attention is really the goal. The problem is that our attention is attached. And so this is what we talk about when we talk about attachments. We all know about attachments to habits, attachments to certain things. Well, our attention itself is attached. And so what we seek to do is extract it. And every single time we bring it back to feeling, it wants to wander back, and then we bring it back. We might bring it back 1,000 times in a moment. That's fine. Because as we settle down 5, 10, 15 minutes into the meditation, you'll notice it's much easier. And as I say before, it's like a pendulum that swings. Eventually, once that momentum of the mind dies down, it'll settle. And it'll settle still in the center. But this may take some patience. So let's get into it, my friend. Today I want to turn on the music while we meditate here. And I want to remind you that I am offering group coaching and one-on-one coaching for meditation. So if you need a little bit more attention, and I do advise if you're new to meditation to get some coaching. With my group coaching program, we'll come on a private Facebook group. You'll be joined with others, and we'll have group Zoom calls 4 times a month. With one-on-one coaching, it's a lot more individual. You'll be working with me one-on-one, and you'll go very far. So I'll leave some links below so you can check that out, because I'm here to help. So what we want to do today is bring up some music to meditate to. We've been meditating to silence here. We've been meditating to music. There's all sorts of ways and tricks to help your meditation, and it's good to switch it up. Today, I'd like to turn the music on. I have an autistic son. Sometimes he can get very loud and run around the house and make a lot of noise. So it's good to have options when it's time to sit down and meditate. Perhaps you've got kids, perhaps you've got young ones that are running around, playing, screaming, whatever it might be, and you've only got 10 minutes to get away and meditate. Well, you can turn on some music to kind of block out any background noise. Okay? Alright, so here we go. First, I'm going to put my phone in airplane mode. Now, obviously, if you're watching on your phone, live video, you can't put it in airplane mode. But this is just a tip and trick that you can do when you're meditating on your own, to put your phone in airplane mode so that you're not distracted by the various distractions, and also you are not getting influenced by all that Wi-Fi in the brain. No. Some people are very extra sensitive, and we feel all that stuff. It's true. What inspires us to meditate? How can we get inspired? Well, I think the best thing to inspire you is to remind you that life is temporary, that we're going to die, that this physical body will pass. And so it's important to take advantage of every single moment we have here while we're alive, while we are familiar with the modality of extracting our attention, while we can do something about it. As far as we know, this is all we got. Now, of course, if you believe in reincarnation, you'll have many, 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 many chances. But that's not necessarily a good thing to come back and go through the whole thing again and again and again and again. At least not in my opinion. I want to do the best I can here while I'm in this life, while I know what to do. So this is why we should meditate every day. Remember, life is temporary. It's short. And you don't know how much time that you're going to have. This is just the truth, as you know. It's not often talked about, but it's good to remind ourselves. Okay, here we go. I got my meditation music on. Gotta turn on that Bluetooth. Here we go, guys. Alright, let's rock. So, let's begin by taking a few deep breaths. Glad you're all here joining me in the meditation today. Happy Monday if you're just getting on. We're on day 11. Ready to go. I'm going to have a little bit of music playing in the background. Awesome. Go ahead and sit up straight, whether you're sitting in your chair or seated on the floor, cushion, or stool. Let's begin by a few deep breaths. These few deep breaths I call the wave breath. It'll oxygenate the body, it'll get the energy flowing, and it'll clear the nasal passages. So, begin by breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Inhale, breathe in the belly, chest, and head in one breath. Looks a little something like this. Let's try 5 of those. Breathe deep, stretch those lungs. Let's get some energy flowing. Clear those nasal passages if you need to. 3 more. One more. Now we'll switch to our meditative breath, breathing in the nose, out the nose, belly breathing. You can put your hand on your belly for a few breaths. Feel the belly rise and fall. Now as we settle down, relax your hands on your thighs or in your lap. Continue to breathe. Focus just on the breath here for a few moments. Bring your awareness into the moment. Relaxing our bodies, releasing any tension we might feel in the face, in your shoulders. in your butt, in your legs, in your back. Settling in, settling down. As we settle down and become more and more still, release the focus on the breath and bring your fingertips to touch the center of your chest. Gather your attention and bring it to the center of your chest, feeling the fingertips touch the heart chakra area. Hold there for a few moments. Continue to breathe on your own, naturally. Focus on the gentle feeling of the fingertips gently touching the center of the chest. When your attention wanders, just bring it back to that feeling of the fingertips touching the center of the chest. When you're ready, you can remove the hand and maintain your attention on feeling the heart center. You're becoming very, very still. Maintain a graceful focus on the feeling at the center of the chest. Let go of all tension. Let go of your body. And just bask in the feeling of bliss at your heart chakra. And slowly open your eyes and return back to this dimension. What did you discover? What did you learn? Meditation is a process of transformation. Perhaps you've noticed that the heart chakra, or any chakra, is like a doorway. And if we're too large, we won't fit through. So in essence, what we're doing is we are refining our attention into a more refined, purified, more subtle form of energy, so that in essence what we're doing is we're merging with that feeling. Once there's a feeling that is evoked, that emerges, that is emanating from the heart chakra, even if it's just so subtle or so small, and we feel into that. You can't bring your old self. Your old self is too big. It's too gross. So there's a refinement that occurs during the meditation process, and this is the steps to stillness. This is what becoming still allows us to see, is that this person, this personality, this gross attention, that's not what survives the doorway of death. As we become more subtle, we settle down, we become more refined, our attention becomes graceful. Our attention becomes less dense. And so our attention becomes a higher, more purified, higher frequency energy that then can merge with the energy of the chakra, and that's how it enters into the doorway and discovers a new world, a new dimension. And so that when we return from our meditation session back to our waking consciousness, we've changed. That subtle, graceful awareness is now our mode. It's now our modality. It's who we've become. We've transmuted, we've transformed, we've changed. And this process takes place day after day, over and over, until we've refined our being into a more subtle, more refined, more graceful being. And then this is what we take with us into the world, into our day-to-day activities. And this is true mindfulness. It's more than mindfulness, it's beyond mindfulness. We're refining our being, and this affords us new opportunities in life. This affords us new perceptual experiences in life. This affords us new perspectives, a new awareness. We are new. We've been reborn. We've been modified. We've been transmuted and transformed in an alchemical process from the gross level of physicality a gross attention that is in the senses and kind of just hanging out, into a more purified, refined, graceful attention that is harmonious with that which is already awareness. Awareness is already all the things that we want to be. It's already there. It's just a refinement process. A gradual and graceful refinement process. So hopefully you found that helpful today, my friends. Again, I want to reiterate, if you do need coaching, I am offering group coaching programs. And I'm offering one-on-one coaching programs to work one-on-one with individuals, to answer your questions, to work with your challenges, and to bring you into higher states of consciousness. So I'll be providing some more information. I'll be putting some links below, because this is just a taste. Coming on here, doing these meditation challenges, just showing you a technique, but to actually coach you individually or coach you as a group and transform over time to maintain that motivation, that inspiration. These are the keys to this successful transformation process that we're all going through at our various stages, whatever they may be. So it's important to know where to go and to have that guidance. So I'm pleased to announce that I am now available to take on coaching students, whether it's a one-on-one capacity or in a group capacity. So check out the links below, my friends, and thank you again so much for joining me here each day. We're only getting better. We're only getting better. So keep up the good work out there. Thank you. Love you. Take care. Have a great day. Keep those heart chakras open. Maintain that higher awareness and that higher consciousness by staying graceful in all of your movements throughout the day. And your day becomes meditation. Okay, take care, my friends.